Have you ever waited a very long time for something? Maybe it's to grow a couple more inches, or maybe it's finally gets Bronya on your standard pose. There is something that I have been waiting for a very long time. A 5-star Harmony character. This video is not about her. However, not even a 5-star Harmony character can regenerate SP. At least not yet. But you know who can regenerate SP? Hanya. Let's talk about her. Our newest overworked judge from the 10 Lords Commission, Hanya, is a physical Harmony character. And no, she is not a Foxian this time around. Hanya is actually one of the more simpler characters that's coming out. At least I don't have to do a TED Talk to explain how this character works. In simplest form, her unique trait is her ability to grant your team SP. She can also grant your team bonus stats and more damage, which every other Harmony characters can do. Let me just say this, if you have Dongfeng, Hanya should be as tempting to you as an answer cheat sheet to all your exams. Also, 1 plus 1 equals infinite SP. I'll explain that later in the potential team synergy segment. Anyways, here are all the current Harmony characters in the game right now. And here is the Harmony character she told you not to worry about. The main reason we are looking at these comparisons is because most team comps will not be running more than 2 Harmony characters. So one question that we have to keep in mind throughout this video is, who is Hanya realistically replacing? Let's begin. If you ask me to pick one between Tingyun or Hanya, I honestly will not be able to make that choice. But if I get isekai'd by Truxon, reincarnated as Jingyuan, and have to pick up support, I'll pick Tingyun. I'll let you decide on why. But honestly, the main point here is for me to tell you that these two are so neck and neck that it largely depends on the damage dealer. Both of these supports will boost the damage that a damage dealer can do. Tingyun does it through her number 1, her ult's damage percent buff. Number 2, her attack percent boost from her skill. Number 3, additional damage dealt from her talent and the latter parts of her skill. Hanya does it through her attack percent boost from her ult and trace. Number 2, damage boost with her talent when a burden mark target is hit. Now let's look at their signature traits. For Tingyun, it has to be her energy recovery. For Hanya, it has to be her SP recovery. Energy recovery is amazing, but so is SP recovery. You have to evaluate which one is more important for your team. So, in my opinion, Hanya cannot completely replace our favorite Foxian, Tingyun. Moving on to our next Foxian on the list, Yukong. I'm gonna be honest with you, this Yukong segment will be as lazy as my old high school summer book reports. I personally never liked the hassle that Yukong comes with when using her. Yukong's skill is by far the biggest attack percent boost out of all Harmony characters, which is the 80% attack percent boost. It's too bad that it's gone after you blink twice. Hanya's burden mark, on the other hand, is much more easier and forgiving to use. Instead of buffing attack percent, it simply adds more damage when the enemy marked target gets hit. Plus, it technically doesn't have a turn counter, so that's a huge forgiving aspect. You will never have to worry about when to use Hanya's ult because it has a 2-turn count. For Yukong, that's a way different story. You have to plan out when to use her ult and skill usage 10 turns ahead of time. My opinion, she is a godlike support, if and only if a player can optimize her for their team. But let's be honest, that takes luck, time, a correct team setting, and more luck. Not everyone can find that leprechaun with a pot of gold at the end of a rainbow. Hanya is that pot of gold directly in front of us. We don't have to work too hard to get the most out of Hanya, unlike Yukong. Therefore, in my opinion, Hanya can replace Yukong in every team, especially if Cooler Daniel is on the team. There is something that Yukong can't provide, and that is speed. When we talk about speed, we have to bring out the resident speed demon, Asta. When comparing speed boost, Asta is the Iron Chef, while the rest of the Harmony characters are playing in their Kids Kitchen playsets. Hanya does not change that statement at all. Hanya's speed buff is a singular speed buff, while Asta's speed buff is for the entire team. To top it off, Hanya's singular speed buff isn't even as high as Asta's team speed buff. But once we start talking about anything other than speed, Hanya starts to shine. The potential damage that Hanya can provide is way more than what Asta can provide. Both Hanya and Asta give a decent amount of attack percent boost in their own ways. In fact, Asta even gives out an additional defense percent boost. It's not a lot, but it's honest work. Once we look at Hanya's talent, we can see that it gives a damage dealt increase. It is an insane boost of damage, which in my opinion is way more beneficial than that little defense percent boost that Asta gives. Speed is Asta's domain, no doubt. But I haven't even mentioned Hanya's main advantage, which is her SP recovery. Depending on scenario, Hanya can potentially recover 2 to 3 SP per turn rotation. That amount of SP can open up so many options in what your other teammates can do per turn. So in my opinion, if you value more damage output and the SP recovery over Asta's superior speed boost, then Hanya is your girl. Moving on to Bronya. Let's call it how we see it. An apple is an apple, an orange is an orange. A mother is a mother, a 5-star is a 5-star. Bronya is the queen of harmony characters. She virtually has no close competitions, at least until we get to 1.6. But as of right now, she is the undisputed best support character in the game. So I'm not even going to try to compare the two, because just like how Goku versus Vegeta, Vegeta never wins. So I will only say this. Hanya's SP recovery is her strongest weapon. It is the most unique mechanic in the game so far and is exclusive only to her. In a situation where you will want Hanya over Bronya, is because the damage dealer that you're using doesn't work too well with Bronya herself. Before I move on to Hanya tips, please consider giving this video a thumbs up if it's been enjoyable thus far. Tip number 1, SP recovery count. A target marked by Hanya's skill will give out 1 SP for hits from basic attack, skill, or ult. The marked will be dispelled after the SP recovery is triggered twice. This means it takes 4 hits to get the 2 SP. This is very crucial to understand how to maximize getting in 4 hits before Hanya's second turn. Let's do a quick simulation. At the start of the turn, you want to use Hanya's skill first and mark, let's say, target A. Somehow, you want to make sure that the rest of your team are able to get off the 4 hits on target A before it is Hanya's turn again. This way, Hanya can reply her mark when it's her turn. Rinse, repeat, victory. An even more advanced version of this is to calculate the damage that you can dish out to make sure that the marked target dies on the 4th hit. What this will do is that it will trigger Hanya's trace for an additional SP, which makes it 3 SP instead of the usual 2 SP. PS, I'm 90% sure this is how her trace works, but if I'm wrong, please let me know in the comments below. I know everyone's account is different. Here's a quick list of characters that I believe may synergize with Hanya and is worth giving a try to pair them up together. Number 1, Daniel Hong. Imagine Daniel is a SP hungry damage dealer. That part is not a secret in Honkai Star Rail. It doesn't take a 200 IQ to point out how well these two will work together. So let me talk about the only concern about this pair up. What if there is a future 5-star harmony character who can also recover SP? Wouldn't that make Hanya worthless? No, absolutely not. In fact, that might even make male version Ron Mei go even further beyond. Picture this, a team of Mr. Yangqing Beater number 2, Hanya, and this imaginary made-up future SP regen 5-star harmony character who may or may not be a quantum type. Number 2, Seela. Seela is one of the only damage dealers who I believe can take full advantage of Hanya's trace, that trace being recovering 1 additional SP. Mainly because of Seela's resurgence ability. Real talk here, rather you ship Seela and Bronya for canon purposes or gameplay purposes, there is no doubt that these two are the best match for each other. The SP usage because of these two isn't low. Having Hanya on the team will relieve so much of the SP regen pressure. Number 3, dual DPS comps aren't too kind on SP usage, so do try out Hanya on a dual DPS comp. Number 4, QQ. In order to not make this video as long as a Zack Snyder Justice League movie, I won't regurgitate. Just rewind back to Imbibe the Lunae section. Personally, I do not plan on pulling for Hanya. She is simply not worth it for me. Do keep in mind that the value she can bring to your account may vastly be different to the value that she's bringing to my account. Reason number 1 for me is that Hanya is ultimately a support character who will synergize the most with skill point hungry damage dealers, such as Imagine Dragon and QQ. The damage dealers on my accounts are Jingliu, Blade, Tingyun, and Clara. I do not have a single 4-star damage dealer because to me they are useful as a win brawl license. Except for you, QQ. You're great. Keep at it. But this is 100% a personal take. While skill points are very important in 99% of team comps, on the Jingliu, Blade, or Clara comp, not so much. These 3 characters are so SPS sufficient that their team won't run into any SP issues. At least I haven't. Plus, I will never break up the lovely Tingyun and Tingyun combo. For Tingyun, the speed that Asta may provide is much more important than the SP that Hanya can provide. Reason number 2. The cost to get her is too damn high. In this Honkai Star Rail economy, I don't have a single extra Primo Gem to spend on a 4-star character. First of all, I already have enough damage dealers, so even if Argenti is none nuke himself, I will still not pull for him. Second of all, I already have Silverwolf. This all means I have 0 reasons to go into either banner unless Hanya herself shows up in my room if I manage to pull her. Let's talk about the other feature 4-stars on her banners. They are Asta and Lynx. Both characters are good enough that I personally won't be salty if I lose the 4-star guarantee to them. As our newest addition to our plethora of Harmony characters, Hanya is very impressive. Just based on the kit alone, she is very tempting. She provides something that no other characters right now can provide, and that is the SP recovery. In the end, is she worth pulling? Well, only you can answer that question. If you enjoyed the video, then I really appreciate a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video.